Okay, so it's exactly 7 p.m. On the clock. So the meeting is now called to order. Fellow Rotarians, protractors, invited guests. We will now begin the proceedings for tonight. Like we know, the month of March is dedicated by Rotary as the month for water, sanitation, and hygiene. So all our programs are geared towards this theme to bring awareness to these three topical areas that affect our lives. And so this evening's program or deliberation is going to be on one of these thematic areas for us to get some insight into what is happening in the area of water and sanitation, and to a large extent also hygiene. This will be the order of the meeting. We'll go through this. So hopefully we'll be done in the next hour. If it goes beyond probably 15 more minutes, then we'll be out of here by 8:15, hopefully. So kindly unmute yourselves and let's all sing together a Rotary prayer song so we can officially get the meeting started. So please unmute yourselves and let's sing along. With microphones unmuted.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, there's some delays on some calls. So please, with the microphones unmuted, please let's together recite the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do as Rotarians. 1.
Is it the truth?
2.
Is it fair to consent?
3.
Would it build goodwill
And better friendship.
And 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
So fellow Rotarians, let's be guided by these four-way tests of the things we think, say, or do as Rotarians in our daily lives, as well as professional lives, and also our family lives. RPLM, are you on the call?
Hi, yes, I'm here, Happy Kimi.
So I skipped you now. So please give us the opening toast, and then we can go to the also Rotary.
Right, sure. So, fellow Rotarians, rotators, and guests on the call, shall we all charge our glasses or containers, anything that can hold fluid, and then toast or a drink, a hearty toast to the Republic of Ghana. So we can all turn our cameras on and then drink to the Republic of Ghana.
Republic of Ghana.
The Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, RPLM of Accra-East. I'll now invite Rotarian Akosia to help us with the words of Rotary. And she is from the Rotary Club of Accra-Odadee AOGA. Akosia.
Thank
all
you.
ears.
All right. The object of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. And fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service, the object of Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Akosia, for reading that very clearly to our hearing. And of course, this is what defines us as Rotarians. Bottom line is we come together from different backgrounds to use our talents and our skills to advance the cause of society. Rotary is about service before any other thing comes in. All right. At this point, we'll do acknowledgements. I'll invite RP along to start, and I'll come in and I'll invite the other RPs to please help us acknowledgement. So RP along, acknowledgement, please.
Thank you so much, RP Kiwi. So on the call tonight, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our District Governor, Nanaya Shrebo. Thank you so much, Gigi, for joining us tonight. I also see on the call PDG Mame Hagen. Thank you so much, PDG Mame Florence Hagen, for joining us. I also see AG Frank from the Rotary Club of Accra-Achimota joining us tonight. Who again do I see? Yes, and all RPs joining us that are not part of this joint meeting. Thank you so much for joining us. All PEs, all PNs, all Rotarians, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, RP alum. I also want to add quickly a huge acknowledgement of our guest, Bennett Frimpong, Head of Public Relations, Prudential Bank. He has been very instrumental in getting us a speaker for tonight. So guest Frimpong, we much appreciate you and thank you for pulling this thing for us. We know our speaker is very busy, so to get him tonight has been quite a tall order, and we appreciate you for that. Is there any other RP wants to acknowledge any guests that they have from their side? RP Annette. Mother Teresa? Okay, if not now, on the line we can. Okay. Do you have any apologies from the clubs? Accra-East, apologies?
No apologies, RP.
Accra-Adjiringano? Odadee AOGA?
Okay. No apologies, please. Yeah,
Odadee
apologies
AOGA?
apologies from our secretary, Return Karen, and then Return Isaac. They're unable to join us tonight.
Okay, well noted. Accra-Achimota? Accra-Labone?
No apologies from us.
All right. And then E-Club of Ghana? Okay. We'll now take announcements. I'll start with RP alum, who will give us a brief on the DISCON happening next month. RP alum.
Thank you so much once again, fellow Rotarians, Rotatas. We all know that our district conference 2026 is happening in Kwewu. Currently, we are at the late registration level, and the price is a 990 Ghana cedis. Fellow Rotarians, I don't know why you're not registered now, but for this announcement, I will not talk much. I'll just leave that information with you that on Sunday, we are going to be having a district conference or a DISCON countdown. There's going to be an information section by the district conference host organizing committee. They are going to tell us more about what we have in stock for the district conference and why you should be registering by now. Early bird started at 700 Ghana cedis. We moved up to 850 and we are now at a 990. Please save money and don't pay 1,200 Ghana cedis for on-site registration. There are lots of activities. The discount is going to be one that you have never ever dreamed about. Please make a date, and before you join us on Sunday, make sure you have registered. I'll make sure that all the presidents on the call shares the link or the registration link with their club members, Rotarians and Rotaratas. Rotaratas, your rates are also there for you to join us for this district conference. And catch you on Sunday for our DISCON countdown. I'm sure by the close of the meeting, RPK will put up the flyer for this event for us all to join when the time is due. Thank you.
Thank you. If you allow Elon, she'll talk for hours on DISCON because DISCON is one of the key activities for Rotary here. So, Elon, thank you for that short one on DISCON. For Accra-Legon East, we'll be commissioning a library project at Okankwe on the 2nd of April. We'll put out the notices on the various friendship platforms. So please join us. That'll be Holy Thursday. It will be an early morning program. So please mark your calendars and join us when the date is confirmed and time is confirmed. Is there any announcement from Adjiringano? Odadee AOGA, any announcements?
Yes, RP. We'll be having our online meeting on climate change and flooding this Sunday at 5 p.m. As I said, it's online, so we are throwing the invitation out there to everybody on the call to join us for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, RP, Mother Teresa. Accra-Achimota. Accra-Labone.
Yes, LP. Good evening, fellow Rotarians. So for Accra-Labone, we are having one of our yearly projects next week, Saturday, that's the 21st of March, which is Tour de Labone. It's a fun bicycle ride through Labone, Osu, Cantonment. It's a way for us to bond and then also to create awareness for Rotary. And so we are inviting all Rotarians and Retractors to come because it's a fun activity. Children are also involved, and it's going for 250 cedis for Rotarians, 200 Ghana cedis for Retractors, and 100 cedis for children. This amount is for the bicycles that we would be using, and then for refreshment after. We'll be meeting at Morning Star School at 6 a.m. to start the bicycle ride. There's a link, a registration link, and then a payment form, which is in the chat. So kindly go to the chat and register and make your payment and come next week, Saturday. Let's have some fun. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, RP. Do you have anyone from Accra-La East for announcements, RP? Accra-La East?
Hello, good evening. We don't have any announcements on behalf of the RP who will be joining us later. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much. And will you know your name just for the records purposes?
P. Melvin.
All right, PN. Thank you so much, PN Melvin. All right. E-Club of Ghana, any announcements? Okay, no one from E-Club of Ghana. Okay, so I think that's it with
RPK, you
announcements.
didn't ask me if I have announcements.
Oh, but you mentioned DISCON, or DISCON is an announcement.
Oh, my club announcements.
Please go on, Afi, my apologies.
Thank you. So for the Rotary Club of Accra-East, next week, Thursday, we would have Dr. Rose Apple from the University of Ghana Dental School speaking to us. It's going to be a joint meeting with the Rotary Clubs of Accra North and Accra Cantonment, and also with our Rotary Club UPSA Accra East and the Wisconsin University College. So we are going to be speaking, she's going to be speaking on smile secrets, the oral hygiene tips that you wished you knew earlier. Fellow Rotarians, please join us next week Thursday at the African Regent Hotel at 6:30 p.m. for this insightful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, RP Elon. So that's it for announcements for now. At the end of the meeting, we'll take those that we are able to take at this time. Was key fellowship song. I think we played quite a few before the meeting started. At this point, I think we've come to the main agenda for the day. We have happened to be the talk. Without talking much, I'll invite Rotarian Jesse from Accra-Achimota to please introduce our speaker for the night. Rotarian Jesse.
Thank you. Good evening, Rotarian President, fellow Rotarians, and distinguished guests. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, Erastus Asare Donkor, an award-winning Ghanaian journalist whose work has significantly shaped national conversations on environmental protection and responsible natural resource management. Erastus is a senior journalist with Multimedia Group Limited. Over the years, he has distinguished himself through courageous investigative journalism, particularly in exposing the devastating effects of illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey, on Ghana's forests, rivers, and communities. Through compelling field reporting and documentaries, his work has raised public awareness, influenced national debates, and strengthened advocates for environmental protection and accountability. In recognition of his impactful journalism, Erastus has received numerous honors, including the Ghana Journalists Association Journalist of the Year and the Millennium Excellence Award for his contribution to sustainable environmental development. Beyond journalism, he continues to inspire young people and communities to become active stewards of the environment and champions of responsible citizenship. Fellow Rotarians, today we have the privilege of hearing from a courageous storyteller and a passionate advocate for the protection of Ghana's natural heritage. Please join me in warmly welcoming Erastus Asare Donkor. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm glad to be amongst distinguished personalities of Rotary this evening and to share my journey investigating galamsey and Ghana's dying rivers. I will, with your permission, want to share my screen. Just a moment. I'm told that someone is sharing his screen and I'm not allowed to share multiple.
One second, let me just stop sharing from here and then, yeah. So please, you can go ahead and share now.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. I hope everybody can see my screen now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about my journey investigating what is now known across our country because of the devastation and the pollution we are seeing today. I'm going to challenge. Okay, so I'll start with my journey, and then I'll talk about the scale of negative impact of galamsey. I'll talk about water pollution. I will also talk about forest and land degradation as I have witnessed it over the years and the current figures as we have them from the Forestry Commission. I'll also talk about the health impacts of what we are seeing across the country today. And I have some data from the Pediatric Society of Ghana and others. Then I'll talk about new threats that I am seeing on the galamsey field. and I'll also show some impact on women and children, the role of journalists like myself, and solutions that I can proffer going forward. So let's start with my journey. I started following illegal mining and its negative impact from 2014. And what moved me to start going into this is the fact that naturally I love nature. And at a point in time in 2008, we realized galamsey was creeping into the fabric of our society. And then by 2012, it has gotten very worse. And from 2013, 2014, we kept hearing stories about galamsey, but nobody was actually putting images to what we were seeing. And I got interested, and I wanted to go to the field itself, take pictures, take videos, document what was happening, and be able to put it in proper perspective. And that is what got me following galamsey right from 2014. In getting the news, it has taken me to quite a number of strange places. I have visited a number of forest reserves. I have traveled the length and breadth of this country, looking at polluted water bodies and all that. What you're seeing in your shot now is a picture I took at the river Ashri, a point where they pour libation, and I saw children swimming in that polluted water source. And I sat there to do a stand-up for my documentary, Distraction for Gold. I have faced a lot of encounters with security personalities, a lot of armed bandits. I thank God that I'm still alive to tell the story. This particular one were detained in a forest in the Apamprama Forest Reserve at Odaho in the Ashanti region, where an illegal miner who was destroying the forest was protected by over 30 fully armed military men. And when we were sent by the then Environment Minister, Professor Frimpong Boateng, to stop that activity, they disarmed the team that I was traveling with. They kept us there, detained us for 5 hours. They beat my driver, subjected us to assault, broke my camera and my windscreen, and it took several interventions before we were released. And after that encounter, I have also been detained in 2024 in some forests in the Esumenya area, close to Mansonkran in the Ashanti region as well. I'll be talking more about it in the following slides. This is when I started fact-checking the Ankubra. In fact, when people put in green pictures of the Ankubra at the estuary where it joins the sea in Axim, and they say that the Ankubra has cleared. I sat on a boat with the assembly member for the Ankubra town and traveled on the Ankubra for 4 hours just to fact-check the claims and put out the right picture. So in a way, we do a lot of things covering this sector. We fact-check misinformation and disinformation. We go to new areas. We try to document what is happening. And then we bring the health impacts and the impact on livelihoods as well for people to know. We try to inform policy at every given level. We have shared our work with a number of people, including the diplomatic corps, trying to bring people together. I've shared it with trades union congresses and the medical front and other personalities with the hope that people will listen and somebody will take the charge to help us bring this menace under control. Now, let me go into the ecological impacts. Now, we all know that the prevalence of galamsey in Ghana is significant, with thousands of individuals and communities engaged in these activities across the country, particularly in regions rich in gold and other minerals, Western North, Western region, Eastern region, Ashanti region, Ahafo, Bono, and the rest. Over 60% of Ghana's water bodies are polluted due to illegal mining activities. And this is from the Water Resources Commission. Countless communities have lost their sources of drinking water and farmlands. Over 430,000 hectares of closed forests have been degraded, turned into pits and gullies. All this is happening not because government has closed its eye to any of this. Under the Akufo-Addo administration, he established the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. In 2017, there was a total ban on small-scale mining. Still, mining was going on. The IMCM implemented measures such as the deployment of joint military and police task forces. Well, faced with pressures from the citizenry, the government of Ghana acted to put a ban on legal and illegal mining on April 2017. They set up Operation Halt, Operation Vanguard, Operation Halt 1, Operation Halt 2, Operation Vanguard, Galam Stop. Additionally, government engaged in stakeholder consultations and all that, but still, the menace continues. So why have serious interventions failed? I try to put them under these categories. Greed. Those who buy these equipment, the excavators that cost over 12,000, the old Ghana cities, 12 billion, they are not poor. They are very, very rich. Economic value of gold over sustainability. And now with rising gold prices, we are placing premium on other sources of income, i.e. biodiversity, sustenance, forest tourism, ecological tourism, and all that we can get from timber and others. We are ignoring them, and we are putting gold at the center of everything. Political influence sits at the middle of all this. And at a point in time, I'll talk about this more. Lack of proper enforcement and regulation, and this is tied to the political influence because those who are tasked to fight illegal mining are themselves the same people who own concessions or back people to mine. The influx of foreigners, especially the Chinese, into the sector, though they are barred by law to go into the small-scale sector, they are in the small-scale sector, many of them, and they are mining with impunity. Bribery and corruption is rife in this sector. People are ready to pay bribes to security agencies, and that's how come nature crimes are not being attended to properly, in fact, at the local level by law enforcement agencies. The lack of political will in fighting lapses in the sector, lack of uniform, strong licensing regimes, and our licensing regimes have been so checkered and complex that it is not easy to get a license to mine responsibly and to get the various agencies to monitor your activity. And due to that, we are getting a lot of deforestation and land degradation. And this is captured strongly in my documentary, Forest Under Siege, which I focused on the Apamprama Forest Reserve. There is a second one which is coming in with a direct focus on Tano Nimre Forest Reserve. And I'm doing this in collaboration with the Reporters Without Borders. As of 2025, we had, that's beginning of 2025, we had 44 forest reserves attacked by illegal mining. And the breakdown in Ashanti region is leading with 14, Western North 12, Western region 11, Upper East 4, Eastern region 2, Savannah 1. But as of November 2025, we have moved from 45 to 50 forest reserves, and we keep going. More forest reserves are being attacked in this manner. So when you see the breakdown as done by the Forestry Commission in its release on April 2025, they have categorized the nature of the siege of the forest reserves into colors. They've color-coded them. So if you see red, it means that there is active illegal mining, difficult to control due to large numbers of illegal miners. They are violent, armed guards, and they have large numbers of excavators. And when we started 2025, we had 9 of such forest reserves. By middle of 2025, they've been able, through the IGP's efforts, setting up a task force, and then the efforts of NIMUS, we've been able to reduce that to 1 which was Desiree in the Ahafo region. But getting to October 2025, we came back to 5. Currently, as we speak, there are no red zones, but we still have orange, we have yellow. Orange, which means that, yes, there are excavators, there are illegal miners who are working, but they are not so armed, and that forest guards can even go in there once in a while and drive them out. We have some of the forest reserves that their degradation started way back in 2018. And currently, many of them look like this. The pools of water you see on the ground there are not just shallow pools of water. These are very deep pits that are scattered across in what once used to be a very green virgin forest with trees standing so tall. This is the Pamprama Forest Reserve in its current state. Currently, half of it is gone, and we only have patches. This is the Ofin Shelter Belt, Tano Ofin, Jimira section. This is within the Achimota district in Carrier in the Ashanti region. And it has come under siege strongly from the middle of 2025 coming in. We've seen a number of people, armed bandits, pushing in there. And as I speak with you, that area is still under siege with armed gangs in there. This is me standing on the corner of the Tano Anua Forest Reserve. The invasion started late 2023, moved into 2024. And then when we got to January and power changed hands, we had some hoodlums and some party boys from the Awin municipality. I'm referring to the NDC party boys who are known, also taking active stage in this reserve and continuing the destruction. Tano Nimre Forest Reserve, the degradation started in 2022, and it was done by Akonta Mining Limited, owned by Chema Untumi. And currently, they've destroyed quite a chunk of it, but with constant reporting from us and putting government on its toes and pressuring them to move them. So far, we've been able to move the illegal miners out of this enclave, but the pits and other things still remain, and they are dying for reclamation. In fact, 2025, when the IGP set up its task force and were able to get the buy-in of this government to move into the forest areas, specifically Boyne Tano, Boyne River, Tano Anua, Tano Nimre, and others within the Samre Boy, Awin municipality, enclave, Yoyo Forest Reserves, and others, were able to move over 100 excavators that were within the forest. And so all these excavators you see here were inside the forest mining illegally. So you could imagine the devastation they created. Now, we cannot talk about galamsey without talking about mining in settlements, which has become quite a very dangerous practice, which is eating deep into the fabric of our society. Everywhere today, you find people mining in homes, close to major highways, mining with impunity. This is Wasa Dadyeso, and this is just by the main Ayamfre, Wasa Krupong Road, side by side, within the town itself. You find this enclave with people mining with impunity. This is how it looks like from a bird's eye view when you get to Wasa Japa, you get to Wasa Ntwentwena, Wasa Krupong, and this environment. That's the main Ayamfre Wasa Krupong Road you see in the middle there. And side by side is the town itself. And you look at the excavation that is going on there. When this started way back in 2023, we did a series of reports. We got no response from government at all. When power changed hands in 2025, we again impressed upon government to act. They sent a military contingent, which I was a member. We went in there. The people boldly told us in front of our cameras that, yes, they are mining illegally. Subsequently, there were some swoops. Excavators were taken. But afterwards, the excavators were returned. Currently, as I speak with you, there's active mining going on the same way as you see it today. This is just by the roadside to the same town, Wasajapa. This is how it looks like, just inches away from the Ayamfree Road, the main road. You find this, and it's still happening as we speak. Mining in settlements is not going on in Wasa towns alone. So far, Akrukeri, Konongo, Dumase, quite a number of towns are mining illegally in close to homes. In some situations, they are digging beneath the homes itself. And this happened in 2022 in Udumase, where digging beneath homes killed a pregnant woman. Her name was Gifty Manka, and the excavator arm you see in there is carrying her remains when she was dug out of the pit. And it's not because she went to a galamsey site. No, she was living in her compound house, and she had gone into the toilet in the compound house to do her nature's business. And the entire toilet came down in a pit. Just because in Udumase, the practice of people digging beneath homes for gold is very rife, and it's still happening as we speak. The economic impact or damage to agriculture and other industries is severe. Many are selling their cocoa farms willingly. Those who will not sell their cocoa farms are forced to do so by the illegal miners will dig trenches like this one around your cocoa farm. And so you get water flooding the cocoa farm and you have no other choice than to sell. And gradually it is having a great impact in the cocoa sector. And that is why the European Union at a point in time, I captured this in the Ghanaian Times, they said that Ghana's cocoa risk being rejected by the European market if found to be contaminated with heavy metals. And since then, they have started testing our cocoa beans. The pollution of water bodies is very significant across the country. Now, I would say that even the Water Resources Commission's 60% polluted water figure cannot be accurate at the moment, because now all the major rivers that you knew when you were young, those that we studied on the Ghana map, we saw them on the Ghana map when we drew it, all of them are heavily polluted. To my left, this is an area view. A friend of mine sat in Africa World and he saw the pollution. This is the river Ankobra polluting the sea. And he shot that video and sent it to me. The one on my right with the child swimming in there is a picture I took at Achirbuanda when I saw children swimming in this highly polluted Pra River. Now, the Water Resources Commission came out with these figures, the level to which the waters have been polluted. In fact, the WHO sets 5 NTU, that's 5 nephelometric turbidity units for safe drinking water. 5. Now, when you look at the figures brought up in 2023 by the Water Resources Commission, the Brim River registered 4,340 at Achimota and 1,296 at Usino. Now subtract 5. That is the level to which the water has been polluted. Ofin registered 684 in 2023 in Dunkwao. Now I would say it's going in the thousands. And 1,440 at Adiemra. The Bia over 1,000 at Dadieso. Butri 482. And today I can tell you strongly that Butri will be around more than 5,000. Tano at the Elubo was 519. Today at Elubo is more severe than we are seeing. The Pra was registering 3,940 at Chufo Praso and 3,540 at Dabwase. Now, the Dabwase situation got worse from 2023. In 2024, it got up to 14,000. And at a point, the Ghana Water Company decided that they were going to shut the plant down. The Ankobra was 8,500 at Pristia. Now, the new figures will shock you. Now, this is April 2025. Ghana Water Resources Commission, turbidity of fin at Adiemra is registering 19,325. And don't forget, WHO standard for drinking water is 5. 19,325 NTU. The brim is registering 20,476 at Bunso and registering 21,786 at Potrasi. The pra is going over 5,000. At Chifu Praso is 6,000. Sechrehimai, where they have the water treatment plant, is now 4,000. And you see champagne machines sitting on them all over. The Ankobra is equally going up. Recently, just about 2 weeks ago, myself and some Ghana Water Company staff were monitoring this particular gentleman who has mounted a champagne machine at the intake point of the Sechrehimai water treatment plant. And he's busily mining with impunity on the waterbed itself. And you look at the color of the water over there that is being pumped and treated. When you look at it from the Pra River at Chufo Praso, just on the bridge, you see the champagne machine sitting on the bed. Now we have siltation all over in there. And the water, the Pra, seems to be drying up, as you can see, almost turning muddy. This is the picture at the Dabuasi intake point of the Ghana Water Company Limited. And this is where we registered 14,000 NTU in 2024. This is how it looks like now. And this is what they are pumping to treat, to serve Takoradi and some parts of Cape Coast. And these are the nature criminals who pollute the river. So this is the champagne machine. And we have hundreds of them sitting on the Ofin River, which is almost dead now. It's a simple raft fitted with a machine, a motor, and then they have a washing bay that sits directly on the raft. And they have a rod in the middle, so they use the rod to turn the sediments of the river, and then it sucks the sediment, washes it over the mat, and then goes back into the river. We fetched samples of some of the water bodies for testing. This was in 2024. So you could see samples from all the rivers. The one that looks black, that wasn't the color of the river when we fetched it. But when we put it there for a week before testing, it turned black. And I'm suspecting that, and when we found it, the river Nuru contained a lot of lead, arsenic, cadmium, and chromium. So this is the findings that we got from the Dabuasi headworks of the Ghana Water Company. When we tested the samples we fetched from there, it tested positive for 0.288 milligrams per liter of arsenic, 0.186 milligrams per liter of chromium, and 0.57 milligrams per liter of lead. And all of these are above the safety level, some of them 200% above the safety levels for these poisonous metals. And the question I keep asking the Ghana Water Company, and I'm not getting a direct answer, is if we have found levels, appreciable levels of heavy metals in the water you're treating for homes where people are drinking it, can you say that your treatment regime is able to lift heavy metals from the water? The answer to me at the source point was no. Subsequently, they came to say that the water was safe. Nobody has directly answered that question. And clearly, the only process is reverse osmosis, which can take away some of the heavy metals. So it means that the water that is coming to your home could have traces, no matter how small, of some of these poisonous heavy metals in there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about one thing that we are observing, one dangerous trend we are seeing on the ground. Cyanide is a very dangerous chemical. It has the potential to poison your air, water, and your skin. It poisons rivers and wells. It kills fish, domestic animals, and makes soil infertile. In fact, it lasts for years in the ground. In Ghana, its use is strictly regulated under the Minerals and Mining, Health, Safety, and Technical Regulations 2012, LI 2182. And cyanide use is permitted only for large-scale mining operations and licensed gold processing plants, provided they adhere to stringent safety and environmental protocols. So small-scale miners are prohibited from using cyanide, and the current regulations explicitly do not permit the use of cyanide or other leaching techniques for small-scale miners. But what are we seeing? We are seeing a lot of cyanide leaching joints across Ghana where there is gold. I'm seeing some in Amansia West, Takwa, the Brim North, Asutifi South, Asutifi North. Now, the gallons you see there contain cyanide. And our investigations point to Burkina Faso, where they get a lot of the cyanide coming into Ghana. And so these gallons are what they are going to use to do what they call cyanide leaching. And this is how it looks like. In fact, they dig these ponds and they are buying the tailings. The tailing is the mining residue. So when the chamfan machines, when the other galamseyers do their galamsey and they are done, they extract their gold, the sand or the earth they are throwing away is the tailings, the residue. Now, these people believe that there is still 70% recoverable gold in the tailings. And so they do what they call sankofa, cyanide leaching. They dig these ponds, they put the tailings that you see over there in it, and they soak it for days. And through that, they get the gold. Now, you could see the boundaries as they have done. That is preventing the residue from going out. What will happen if it rains? Just use your mind to calculate what is going to happen if it rains. All this poisonous, highly poisonous residue is going to go into the environment. And we notice that many of the cyanide joints in Asutifi South, Asutifi North were sited along smaller streams like Kokwampa, which joins the Tano River. And so when it rains, this cyanide residue goes into the Tano River. Now, the polluted water, as we have seen it, when we go to Ewusiejo, Achiribwanda, Elubo, the women are now buying aluminum sulfate to settle the polluted water, and then they use the cleared water to cook food. And they do not know of the dangers until we told them that even when the water has settled, the heavy metals are still in there. It's still very poisonous to use for any domestic chores. And you see children all over. This is butchery at the Wusiejo joint, close to the main Takrady Road. And you see children washing utensils with a polluted water source. The health impacts are very dire. And I have worked with quite a number of researchers, soil scientists, pathologists, pediatricians, and what they tell me is severe. We've already seen the signs, and they are seeing them in their consulting rooms. Heavy metal poisoning is rife, drowning in abandoned pits almost everywhere. Just do a simple Google search, and you find out how many people have died, drowned in abandoned pits. And recently, what broke my heart was what happened in one of the villages, and it was widely publicized. A woman and her 3 children who drowned. They had gone to pick firewood by the galamsey site, and the children went to swim in one of the ponds, and they were drowning, and the mother could not watch, and so she also went in to save them, but she also drowned. Now we are seeing food contamination, and there is a lot of research to back that up. We are seeing traces of arsenic, cadmium, and others in tubers like yam, cassava, and even in the leaves of lettuce, as documented by Dr. Kumsen and others. Poisoning of water sources is increasing the risk of diseases. There is a cancer risk. And then the Pediatric Society of Ghana recently is also talking about acute kidney diseases they are seeing in consulting rooms. Just yesterday, I heard the health minister talk about 19% of Ghanaians having acute kidney diseases. And the Pediatric Society of Ghana has published something in connection with children and says that their research points to the direction that children who have been exposed to galamsey activities have a high risk of getting acute kidney diseases. And that is something that we should critically look at. The impact on education is also very, very visible on the ground at the local level. The picture you see here is a school which is sitting in the devastation. There is galamsey going on all around the school, and that school sits like a small matchbox in the midst of the devastation. So school infrastructure taken over by galamsey, and this is the Atatem DA Basic School in Adansi Asokwa. Children are skipping school to mine in that enclave, as you can see in the picture there. Let's look at some solutions. I say that there's no political will to fight galamsey from what I'm seeing on the ground. No political will. People seem to be fighting galamsey, but when NIMOS, for example, goes in to arrest people, you have all manner of people coming in to fight them from within, that these galamsey sites belong to them. Critical voices like Rotary Club should push the government to act. In fact, your voices will mean a lot to this fight. We should retool and equip agencies like the Forestry Commission, the EPA, the Minerals Commission to work. And I am not so happy with the Minerals Commission. They've issued licenses which they cannot monitor. And they keep giving excuses that they don't have the personnel and they don't have the infrastructure to monitor the licenses that they have issued. Yet they continue to grant licenses. And instead of beefing their workforce, they are building mansions. In Kumasi, when you go to the Lancaster Hotel area, you see that edifice, that huge mansion over there belongs to the Minerals Commission. I think it's a misplaced priority to spend millions of dollars building mansions when you do not even have the tools or the personnel to monitor the licenses at the local level. The NIMOS personnel, since they were set up, they were promised a number of logistics. Even in the current budget, they were given promises of some amount of money to work. Those monies are yet to be given to NIMOS to be able to carry out its mandate and what they have set out to do. So NIMOS should be given the resources, the logistics, and the free hand to work. Recently, investigations have revealed that at the district level, galamsey is not a crime because DCEs and some municipal chief executives are now taking taxes from champagne operators who are polluting the water source and allowing them to work. And some stickers cost 3,000 Ghana cedis per champagne machine. There's the one they call one leg. And you pay 3,000 cedis. The assembly gives you a sticker. You place it on your machine and you continue to pollute the river so that they will not arrest you. Excavators are now taking 10,000 Ghana cedis and they will give you a sticker. Wherever you are taking the machine to work, they don't care, but they are taking those monies. We should hold, and the president should indeed hold his appointees to account. He should hold MMDC's account for environmental crimes at the local level. Same applies to the police. Now, police personnel go from illegal mining camps to another, extorting monies from galamsey personalities. We have had many farmers coming to our newsrooms begging us to come to their aid, all because they've reported a series of cases of their farms being taken over by galamsey people, but the police refuse to act. I wonder where the NCCE is at the moment, whether it has collapsed or is still working, because this is the time we need the NCCE to stand up to its role in education on the effects of galamsey. In fact, they should have been organizing these kits on TV to educate people on the nature of the impact on health and others what we are witnessing across the country. The Ghana Police Service should make nature crimes a priority at the local level. The IGP should act. Gold Board should not be interested in buying the gold, which they say is now sustaining the economy. We have not calculated the economic cost, the environmental cost, the health cost to the economy. We haven't. Gold Board should move towards traceability, where it should be able to find out where the gold is coming from and be able to buy green gold instead of lumping everything together and buying gold from everybody. We should depoliticize nature crimes. Galamsey doesn't have a political color, whether green or gold or MPP or NDC. It affects everybody. The media should do more to hold the government accountable to its promises of dealing with galamsey. They promised a lot. And we are not seeing that kind of promise manifesting strongly on the ground as we speak. And the Attorney General should expedite action on galamsey cases. We are arresting people in droves, thousands. But when it comes to prosecution, just a few have gone to court, and we should be able to change that. The role of journalists is very, very, very important at this point. We should dedicate quality investigative journalism to anti-galamsey initiatives, and that is where we need support from institutions like Rotary to give financial support to journalists who want to do that. Throwing up compelling angles of the galamsey debate for national discussion should also be brought up. We should team up with academia and CSOs in the sector to use quality data in informing the public. We should name and shame, and I have done that so many times, leading to the arrest of Chema Untumi and Aisha Wan. We should hold the feet of government to the fire. We should do fact-checking, and we should clear disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. We should investigate and document for dissemination evidence of negative impact of galamsey on children. And we should unite against the canker. We need more CSOs on board. We need Rotary Club. Your intervention is needed. The involvement of academia in quality research to inform discussions is needed. Associations like GMA should make their voices heard on the health impact of galamsey they are seeing in their consulting rooms. They should not be shelving that information and showing it to some of us. They should bring it out and let the public know. EPA Minerals Commission should go beyond the talk. Government should have the political will, and if they don't, we should let them. Political parties must call their members to order, and we can initiate that conversation. We need to resurrect the nation's passion for the fight urgently. We should save our F, and this is the only part we've got of the blue planet. Even if you travel elsewhere, you spend days, you still come back here. Thank you.
After listening to such a talk, you cannot help but to be emotional and to be sad. Those of us who work in the water sector know that the situation is even more dire than has been presented. Before I invite Madam Theresa to give us a vote of thanks, I'll invite our district governor, who is on call with us. We are very privileged to have her on call with us this evening, to say something briefly before we have the vote of thanks. DG Anaya Srewo, we are all ears, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, DG.
Thank you very much, Erastus.
Thank you.
I don't think that there'll be the need for any questions to be asked or anything. I must say that this matter has been discussed at the PDG's level, and I know we are planning to do something, and we will do our best, hopefully, and I know, without a doubt, every Rotarian in our district will support whatever action we will take. Thank you very much again, Erastus. And for all of us, I have had the opportunity during my official visits to Takwa, Bogoso, Dunkwa, and Obuasi to see things firsthand. And everything you've shown us is exactly what it is. So, dear fellow Rotarians, one area of focus under the 7 areas is protecting the environment. And this hits a raw nerve. We will all have to come together and put up the necessary steps and help we can all give to protect our environment and make Ghana a safe place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DG, and glad to hear that it's been discussed at the DG's level. DG has given us the directive that there will be no further questions because this is quite revealing and the impact is quite known to all of us. Like Erastus said, the effect is not just on those in the mining areas or in the galamsey areas, but this goes to every one of us. At this point, I will invite RP Mother Teresa of Accra-Odadee AOGA to give us the vote of thanks. RP.
Thank you, RP Kiwi. Good evening once again, fellow Rotarians, retractors, and invited guests. On behalf of the participating clubs, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker this evening, Erastus Asare Donkor, for such an insightful and thought-provoking presentation. Your courageous work on the front lines of the fight against illegal mining has not only brought national attention to the devastating impact of galamsey on our rivers and environment, but has also awakened the conscience of our nation. Tonight, you reminded us that the struggle against galamsey is not merely an environmental issue, but it's also a moral call to protect the future of our country and generations yet unborn. We are deeply grateful for your dedication, your bravery in telling these stories, and for taking the time to share your journey and insights with us this evening. I'd also like to sincerely thank the host club, the Rotary Club of Accra-East, and all participating Rotary clubs for coming together in fellowship and service to make this important conversation possible. To our Rotarians and guests who joined us tonight, your presence reflects the spirit of Rotary, that is people of action, committed to protecting our communities and our environment. Let us leave here not only informed, but inspired to play our part in safeguarding Ghana's natural heritage. Once again, thank you to our speaker and to everyone who made this evening meaningful. Thank you. RPQA.
Thank you so much, Mother Teresa. We are most grateful. I mean, when the lawyers give vote of thanks, you can see the difference. We are grateful. All right. Now we'll do happy fines. This will not be silly fines because this is quite a good topic. So I'll invite PP Dorothy and IPP Scoggins to help us with the fines. So Rotary, we raise funds through some of these silly fines just to show up our funds to do projects. So this is they're always very little monies, but they go a long way to help bring smiles to different communities. So for our guests, this is what we do as Rotarians by raising little funds in all our meetings. We call them silly fines or happy fines as the description may fit. All right. So if you could please stop sharing your screen, I want to share the screen with the mobile numbers so that we can make some little money for our dear clubs. Okay, so for everyone on the call who is moved to make a donation to the Rotary Club of Accra-Legon East and the partner clubs, like I said earlier on, we have a library project coming up on the 2nd of April at Okaikwe North. We are raising funds now to get some books for the kids in the community. So this is our Momo number. So kindly send your donations, no matter how small it is, to this club Momo number, so we can get some books for our for our younger brothers and sisters. I do not see IPP Scoggins, neither do I see PP Dorothy. So I'll keep the.
I'm here. I think I also see IPP Scoggins on call.
Excellent. So we are
IPP
all yours.
Scoggins, are you there?
So we have 5 minutes for friends. Yes.
All right. Since I can't hear his voice, we had a very great talk by Erasmus, and I'm sure we're all touched in different ways, moved. And I believe everybody's wondering whether we're already not consuming these heavy metals and not killing ourselves in a way. Well, so for all the knowledge shared, the risk has been taking himself, having been detained twice. I hope he's safe in his future endeavors. Let's all make a kind donation of 50 cedis each from each person. We're currently 83 on call. And I guess the number, we're sending to both numbers, 055 and the 059 numbers, I suppose, RP.
Yes, we'll do the collation later on. Yes.
Okay. So all those on call, kindly make a kind donation first of 50 cedis each to the numbers displayed on the screen. So that's the first fine. There's a general fine. Then secondly, there are quite a number of people who haven't properly tagged their names. So many. Gosh, I hope everybody abides by the four-way tests. So, because typically when we're on virtual meetings or virtual calls like this one, we're supposed to give a proper label, our names and the clubs, and if you and whatever the Rotary title is. But I only see a few, so I'm going to mention the names. And again, I pray all of us abiding by the four-way test, we can give something. And this is only 30 cedis per fine, so it's not something to scare you. From here, I see Pamela, she's the host, Bati. And then you, RP, okay, you make a donation. I cannot find you. Abdul Ghaffar, Akosia Esenam. So when you hear your name, you know you're making just a little donation of 30 cedis to any of the Momo numbers displayed. Albert Asibu. And if you're a guest, well, I wouldn't know, but just make a donation. Andrew Ashong, our own AJ Andrews Ofosuhene, Annie Mensa, Bennett, Bismarck, Nyantechi, Christine Collins, EAD. Oh, Collins is from District 7090. Well, you're still a Rotarian, but I don't even know how that the transfer will happen, so perhaps we can let you off. Oh, Pipi Eddie Hayford. Okay. Elizabeth Safrimpong, Emilia Saki, Eric Nimako Kesi, Esther Eunice Yakoba, sorry, Felix Gavo. Oh, PDG Mommy. Special greetings to you. Then we have, okay, Gifty is labeled. Grace's iPhone, I don't know, Engineer Kofi Inti, Jacqueline Obeyan Song, Jeffrey Doche. Oh, Pete Jeffrey. I hope you're keeping well. Jesse Joy. Oh, PDG Wilike, hi. Your name is also here. PDG Wilike Tuku. Then Kesiedu Daniel, Kofi Ohene, Leonie, Lorinda Parker, Mamea, Malik's iPhone, Melvin Mercy's iPhone. Yeah, it's a tall list. Okay, RP, it's quite a tall list, and I just want to indulge everyone to abide by the four-way test. If you know you haven't properly tagged your names, just send a donation of 30 cedis to the Momo numbers displayed. So 50 cedis from each person for the brilliant presentation made, and 30 cedis to for those who haven't tagged themselves well. Thank you, RP.
Thank you so much, VP Dorothy, for that wonderful silly fines. We hope the money's coming so we can get some books for our dear young friends and sons and daughters for the community libraries of Kankwe. All right. At this point, what I'll do now is that I want to go through again the announcements for those who joined late. So again, I'll invite RP along to help us with the discount details, and then the another for Accra East. And then the various RPs, please get your announcements ready so we can take them quickly before we wrap up. RP alum.
Hi, RP. Thank you. So this is for DISCON 2026 District Conference. This is the biggest gathering for all Rotarians in our district, and it's happening at Rock City Hotel, Kwewu. We are inviting all Rotarians who have not registered yet to register and participate in this conference. District Governor Nanaya would love to see everyone at this conference. It's an opportunity for us to fellowship, to collaborate, and also partner in the incoming year. Fellow Rotarians, the links and the flyers will be shared again on the fellowship platform tonight or on your club platforms for you to register. As it stands now, late registration is at a cool 990 Ghana cedis. Thank you so much, RP. Do you want me to add my club on? Or
Please go on here so I don't miss you again.
okay, so next week, Thursday, the Rotary Clubs of Accra-East, Accra North, and Cantonment, we're having a joint meeting at the African Region Hotel. We'll have Dr. Rose Apple from the University of Ghana Dental School speaking to us on Smile Secrets. It's going to be an oral hygiene tips that you wish you knew earlier. Please come so we share fellowship and also learn how to take care of our oral health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, RP alum. Accra-Adjiringano. Odadee AOGA, RP Mother Teresa.
Thank you, RPQ. Yes, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be having an online meeting this Sunday at 5 p.m. on climate change and flooding. So would like all of you on the call to join us. We'll share the links on the Rotary Fellowship pages. The link. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Accra-La East, any announcements now? If the RP has joined.
RP, before you go on, sorry to interrupt, could you have the Momo numbers dropped in the chat so that
Yes,
those who want to share?
I'm doing that now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Accra-La East, any announcements?
No announcement for now, but just to thank you for putting this wonderful, wonderful presentation together. Erasmus, we are most grateful.
Thank you. Accra-Labone.
Yes. Good evening, fellow Rotarians, once again. So the announcement from the Rotary Club of Accra-Labone is that next week, Saturday, that's the 21st of March, we are having a Tour du Labone project, which is a fun bicycle ride through Cantonment, Labone, and Osu. We would meet at Morning Star School at 6 a.m. for this event, and we are inviting all Rotarians and retractors. It's also open for children. The cost involved is 250 Ghana cedis for Rotarians, 200 Ghana cedis for retractors, and 100 cedis for children. This amount is inclusive of the bicycles and refreshments after the event. So there's a registration link that is in the chat box. So please go there and click on the registration and register and make your payment and join us on Saturday, next week Saturday, to have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. E-Club of Ghana. Any announcement from E-Club of Ghana? Accra-Achimota. Okay. So there's no other announcement. I want to acknowledge PDG Keteku for joining this meeting tonight. Thank you so much for making time with us. We'll now invite PP Kukwa to give us the departing toast.
Please, it's LP Kukwa. Hi, good evening. Please, can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right, so I would like us to charge our glasses with any form of liquid, be it water, juice, a glass of wine, beer, and if we can, let's turn our cameras on. So with our glasses charged, let's raise a toast to the Rotary Club of Accra-Legon East, the Rotary Club of Accra-Adjiringano, Rotary Club of Accra-La East, Rotary Club of Accra-Achimota, the Rotary Club of Accra-Odadee AOGA, the Rotary Club of Accra-Labone, the Rotary Club of E-Club of Ghana, and all other Rotary clubs in
Hey,
Ghana.
Accra-East,
And
though.
I mentioned it's Rotary Club of Accra-East. And to all other Rotarians in Ghana and to Rotarians wherever they may be.
Rotarian.
Wherever
Rotarians, wherever they may be.
even in Iran.
And Dubai.
Even in Jabuso, in the Western North.
So thank you for fellowship with us tonight. We'll be on for a few minutes so we can have some fellowship before we drop off. It's been a good meeting and I wish you a good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you.
Good job, RPQ.
Good night. Thank you.
I'll call you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
RPR.
Hi.
Empress, what's up?
Yes, Peter.
I hope all
How
is
are
well.
you?
I'm good. Belated happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it was a birthday. You didn't tell me. Hey, Charlie, Hannah Rowing. Hey, alone.
As
The
for
trap not
Zero.
Bella.
Yes, give me zero.
as for
Hello, my call you. You didn't pick up the phone.
Hey, yo.
Okay, sure.
Biggie.
Yes,
Hello, good evening.
Good
Watch my
evening.
I'll be on standby. Watch my tea.
This was a very good talk.
Thank you so much.
DG, good evening.
Amanka so humpocho.
Hey.
I said like I see.
Onwa onim nasem.
I did for you.
You did for me. While I enjoy hu ye. Minya ya nche mutum transport into one of the pits. Wasa nechi wo.
Currently, I'm at the Western North for some official assignment. I've been here for 3 months. As for galamsey in the as for the illegal galamsey in there, we should forget about it. If the community members don't speak against it, no government can stop it.
No speak against it. Why can't you there? Yes, the Chinese for the Chinese for gold. No one found Kohonu. No, not na money.
But what yeah, so that is what I'm saying, that if the community members don't speak against it, don't fight it, nobody can come from any whatever to come and stop it.
You see,
because there are some places.
How have we I think that
that is it.
We don't want to talk about it.
Because there are some places that they fought against it, and there's no illegal galamsey going on there. There is demand there.
As a Chinese, I can't be no. I mean, if you have Chinese and you have our own security personnel guarding them, must say
that is it.
In 2030, school register Chinese
but when you come to Wensu Enchi, it's like half of them are Chinese babies. So
yes,
you go to their classrooms and like foreign babies. When you and your friend and girls and when you want so you look at them and they are Chinese babies. They are not Ghanaians.
Yeah.
So that is what is happening.
It's a menace, and we think it's not near us.
My issue is with the school children, because Wasa East and West. Wednesdays and Thursday, half of the children don't come to school because that is their market days. And when they go, they say they have the particle black. They even get it out. They sell it for 400 and 500 cedis.
Yes.
So such person, over schooler, about Wednesdays and Thursdays, all going 500 cedis.
Yeah, but then you heard
and the parents go with them.
Must more one Sunday be. Yeah. I was from Obuasi coming into Kumasi. Menya driver nam. Papa na mama na honembe basa. Sunday Sunday. Anka obedwen so okwa so 11 o'clock. Womu ye adwuma den na papa se besne mi enko pepo da.
Serious.
Asem ka. And I mean we all heard what the Erastus said. And I mean, if Gold Board is buying any gold from anywhere and is trying to justify, the Lord be our helper.
You are buying it from them. Papa. Those people that you've sent them from Accra to come and whatever, they are rather extorting from them. The soldiers. I see them every day. Every day. Unless the community members now know what's there, we won't do the galamsey. Unless the community members come say, yeah,
what happened to them?
Allow you to do galamsey.
Yeah, look at what happened to that finger.
Because there are some towns like Jema. There's no galamsey here. We have a town also called Aibenso. No galamsey. Because the community members fought against it. Into Wemtumambo. So unless the opinion leaders, the chiefs, now because no government can stop galamsey. Look at Erastus since 2014. Who has stopped galamsey? 2014. Nobody.
Na galamsey onyendo.
They do it on the stretch. On the stretch that when you are going, you see them doing it. Feel. They don't even hide it.
The lady who died, the pregnant lady, will Congo Dumas no win. Nifie no nye my cousin ko honifie, just like a stone throw.
So now another trend is, those who have completed the training college 2023, 2024, 2025, they have not been posted. So they are doing galamsey now. They are doing galamsey now.
Now
private schools are not getting teachers.
No.
Private schools are not getting teachers because of galamsey.
Osino police station,
yeah.
Because of our life.
So this issue, if we don't, we'll get to a time where we'll be serious. This galamsey.
But anyway, we've discussed that at we say level. We are seeing what we can do. I'm a butcher.
There must be education. There must be community sensitization. Community sensitization. They should know that what they are doing, will later bite them angaza. Because the greed is too much. It's kind of too much.
I reckon it's a greed. It's a bro for canto. Kiwi. Ben draw it to
Good evening.
We'll come
Frank
and come to Kowu and come and chill. We are coming to Kowu and chill. We are forgetting about
that. Come to Kowu about the bachelor dead. I'm found home. Frank, I come for a while.
Patch your DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But
okay then. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
okay.
DJ.
Good night.